I am a bit old-fashioned. Was it last year? Or was it 67?
66.
69.
It's 1967, the summer of love.
NBC.
New idols are appearing, but one outshone them all. Star Trek was a new phenomenon in 1967 and seemed to be everywhere. The media loved it, even appearing in the leading journal of the day. No, not that one. This one. Any cultural history of the 60s must include Mad Magazine, whose influence at the time should not be underestimated. One character stood out from the rest. Nope.
You forgot to phone your agent.
This is Leonard Nimoy, Mr. Spock, the co-star of Star Trek.
So when you're suddenly this popular, of course you get your own episode to launch Season 2. Enter the Plateau, ready the fight music, and let's dive in. So you're tuning in to NBC on Friday at 8 p.m. Maybe you'll watch something beforehand leading up to it.
As Captain Kirk
On NBC.
and Leonard Nimoy as Science Officer Spock on Star Trek in color.
Well... Yep, on NBC you could see these stirring adventures. I feel with the success of the movie Born Free, you saw shows influenced by it, such as this and... ABC had Off to See the Wizard.
And now we'll get right back to our show.
Yeah. Anyway, over on
CBS.
discerning viewers were choosing wisely. But finally it's here. You've waited months. You could continue in the Western theme. Who? But this was on ABC, so no one cared. No, you're watching the only network that mattered.
The following program is brought to you in living color on NBC.
Now what you may notice is just how long they spend on the ship. It's fully half the episode unraveling the mystery.
It's Spock. Have you noticed anything strange about him?
No, nothing in particular. What?
Not to worry, an angel of mercy is on her way.
Oh, Vulcan Plumik soup. And I'll bet you made it, too.
Well, Mr. Spock hasn't been eating, Doctor.
It's all right.
This is a callback to Season 1, and
Oh, I love you.
all will be well. I once heard a legend the soup stain was still visible in later episodes. I've never seen it, but you never know. Well, it seems Spock may be a tad stressed.
I should like to request a leave of absence on my home planet. All I require from you is that you answer it, yes or no.
Goodness. Look who's been added to the credits. And it's off to Vulcan. But no.
Now we're headed back to Altair. It doesn't matter what I say.
Starfleet has other plans.
I can hardly believe
You will proceed to Altair 6 as ordered, which will cause ripples clear to the Klingon Empire.
More continuity from Season 1.
Excellent.
Well, Spock is having none of it.
Now, just imagine you're in some far-off place and you're on the rolling high seas and you're heading for...
How far behind schedule will diverting to Vulcan put us?
We're on course for Vulcan, Captain, as Mr. Spock ordered.
Uh-oh. He's sent off to sickbay, and turns out things are serious.
If you don't get him to Vulcan within a week, 8 days at the outside, he'll die.
In Spock's explanation, we get a balance between the first bricks in a massive fanfic edifice and placating the network's censors.
What kind of biology?
Vulcan biology.
You mean the biology of Vulcans? Biology as in reproduction? There's no need to be embarrassed about it, Mr. Spock. It happens to the birds and the bees.
The birds and the bees are not Vulcans, Captain.
Whoa!
It manages to be sufficiently alien.
Oh, that's not right.
With far less hentai. So Kirk disobeys orders.
Well, that's that.
And it's off to Vulcan so Spock can drop in
And take a wife.
What would later be called the Big Three is cemented here.
By tradition, the male is accompanied by his closest friends. I also request McCoy accompany me.
So this is an arranged marriage, the deal done when they were children.
Spock, it is I.
Wow.
I mean, this is the moment you're all waiting for. Let the show begin. One of the differences between Star Trek and Star Wars is that the latter is basically fascism with interpretive dance sequences. Star Trek staging sometimes becomes much more like theater, with the occasional reference to Shakespeare and others. This would continue in the original series movies of the 80s and 90s.
Have we not heard the chimes at midnight?
So the rest of the episode is very much like a short play, with this arena as its stage. My knowledge of 1960s American television is not exhaustive, but I am not aware of any character getting this much of what we now call backstory lavished on them. Not with this kind of endurance, anyway. Even though the events here are not referenced again in the original series,
They come to serve.
in places where they really should have been, it still becomes an enduring part of the Spock character. A procession brings our main players on stage, and we now meet
How? The only person to ever turn down a seat in the Federation's Council.
played by Austrian actress Celia Lofsky, who even shows up in Soylent Green.
I say the words, but I can't believe them.
Belief.
Well, the marriage ceremony is about to begin, but T'Pring has other plans.
What is it? What happened?
Being an arranged marriage and all, her objection is understandable.
One sympathizes.
It's her methods that are questionable.
This one.
Seems rather than Spock, she secretly prefers Ston, who isn't very bright.
I am to be the one. Shut up.
Ston is here played by Lawrence Montang, who had appeared as a Romulan in Season 1.
Only in Code, Commander.
He is also said to have been in line to be Leonard Nimoy's replacement should he leave the show. Well, Ston basically leaves the episode, only to stand by and look stern. T'Pring has chosen a death match between Spock and Kirk for her hand.
Challenge was given and lawfully accepted.
Even people who have never seen Star Trek are dimly aware of this sequence. Although YouTube won't allow it, Star Trek fans can hear the music playing in their heads. Well, Kirk gets his butt kicked, and McCoy steps in with the power of the holy hypospray.
I can compensate for the atmosphere and the temperature with this.
It seems fairly clear T'Pau is in on the act.
We may proceed.
It's finished.
Oh no.
He's dead.
I grieve with thee.
Okay, not really. No, with Kirk thought dead, Spock's madness is gone, and he spends a few pleasant moments with T'Pring exchanging insults.
I am honored.
Ston continues to look stern. Back on the ship, the truth is revealed.
Don't you think you better check with me first?
Captain. Jim!
Thanks to some judicial cheating.
How about that, T'Pau?
Troika!
If you're new to Star Trek, this is essential viewing. Season 2 stretches before us. I will return soon.
And a pig's eye.